We begin with our special segment on the Indian Premier League. Lots to talk about today. Punjab Kings are taking on defending champions Gujarat Titans in Mohali today. That promises to be a very interesting contest. And yesterday, we had yet another nail-biter with MS Dhoni turning back the clock. It's over to Karishma now for more details. Hi Karishma, good evening. Over to you.
Well, good evening, Shreya. Yes, it is going to be a very good encounter at the PCA Stadium today in Mohali when the Punjab Kings take on Gujarat Giants. Now, both teams, talking about Punjab first, Shikhar Dhawan's 99 not out in the last match versus Hyderabad was for a losing cause. And Gujarat Titans, nobody is going to forget the 5 sixes that Rinku Singh from Kolkata Knight Riders hit in the last over to take Kolkata Knight Riders home. So both teams will be looking to get back to winning ways in the match today at Mohali. Hardik Pandya versus Shikhar Dhawan. It is going to be a very, very exciting contest to watch out for. I do have Nivedana also with me in the studio. Nivedana, how are you looking at this match? Who do you think is going to win it, Hardik or Shikhar?
You know, personally speaking, you know that by now that I support Royal Challengers Bangalore. But talking about this encounter, what is going to be super interesting is, like you said, both the teams would like to forget their previous losses. But on one hand, if we speak about the fact that Gujarat Titans has some really amazing permutations and combinations, of course, that did not work against Kolkata Knight Riders last time because there's only one man who stole the show, which was Rinku Singh. But if we really talk about the fact that this strategy could be very interesting, because ultimately they have match-winning players, including Rashid Khan, who can, of course, be troubling the batters in Punjab Kings. On the other hand, Karishma, I would also want to get your viewpoint about this, because in Punjab Kings, what we really see at this point of time, if there's one person who's leading in terms of the highest running score, is the captain himself, Shikhar Dhawan. But something that's definitely not coming for him together is, of course, the unit, the formidable unit against Gujarat Titans. But on the other hand, again, he might go for interesting combinations in the names of Kagiso Rabada, or even for that matter, Arshdeep Singh. Now, who's going to be winning this one? Only time's going to tell. But if I were to actually make a choice, I think I'll be supporting Punjab Kings as the underdogs. Back to you, Karishma.
Well, absolutely. Let's see if that happens or not. Like you said, time will tell. But we are still talking about the match that happened last night, which was, of course, Chennai Super Kings versus Rajasthan Royals, where there were over 2 crore people watching MS Dhoni turn back the clock and gave glimpses of vintage MS Dhoni hitting those sixes. And we also know that MS Dhoni has been nursing a knee injury. That is why his running between the wickets, it's not the best. And still, he somehow managed to almost snatch victory from Rajasthan Royals. But that wasn't meant to be, as Rajasthan beat Chennai Super Kings by 3 runs. And batting first, Rajasthan had a very, very promising total of 175 thanks to half centuries from Joss Butler and Devdutt Padikkal. And while chasing, Ravichandran Ashwin and Yuzvendra Chahal weaved their magic. But in the last over, it was, of course, MS Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja who almost, like I said, snatched victory from Rajasthan Royals. But credit to Sandeep Sharma to have bowled that last over under so much pressure. Listen to what R. Ashwin said after the match got over.
Actually, when there was 39 runs left, I thought Holder will close it out by 10 or 12. I think that over, if you go for 20 runs and you have MS Dhoni and Jaddu batting, one side is shorter and someone like Sandeep is coming, it is going to be a stiff challenge. Because I thought the way he was playing Zampa and Chahal, he had calculated in his head that he wanted 20-20 for the last over. That was my assessment of what he did. And he got it there. And obviously the correct, whenever we had to bowl a dot ball, there was a 6 or a 4 going. So yeah, these things do happen. There's been a great week at the IPL, all last 12 finishes. So yeah, wonderful.
Nivedana, you know, over the past so many years, everyone has tried to decode MS Dhoni. People have asked when is it going to be his last IPL, and he seems to only be getting better with age. I mean, can you decode a player like MS Dhoni? What do you think?
absolutely not. It's probably a myth. If someone can actually go ahead and decode what MS Dhoni is made about, well, that would be a first. But what really makes this, format super interesting? When we talk about the Indian Premier League, although everyone was hoping to kind of see the Chennai Super Kings cross the line against Rajasthan Royals, what makes it all the more interesting in terms of the format are these close encounters which we got to see yesterday. And like whenever fans come to the stadium, if you do see all those visuals and banners which says when there is one man there, there's no need to fear, and that is of course MS Dhoni. When you talk about the player that he is, how does he manage to do it? Well, I don't think anyone has an answer about that. But what is super interesting in the terms of way the batting lineup for Rajasthan Royals also, they've had some power hit performers over there, which is of course, in terms of Joss Butler as well, which managed to get them going ahead in this tournament. But when we talk about Chennai Super Kings, Karishma, probably one thing that would be a concern for them is because after the match, we did see that Dhoni did have an injury as well, where Stephen Fleming was also speaking about the same. Because remember, for Chennai Super Kings, there have been multiple players who have had injury concerns. Even if we talk about Mukesh Chaudhary, if we talk about Deepak Chahar. So probably for them, it could also be injury Premier League at this point of time, because it would be unfair to always for the team to back on a player like MS Dhoni, although he manages to turn things around. Yesterday, of course, in a losing cause. But what really is going to transpire for them ahead in the league is what remains to be seen, Karishma.
Well, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nivedana, for that. Now, talking about Chennai Super Kings, there's another player who's been shining in this IPL 2023, and that is, of course, Ajinkya Rahane. And the Chennai team got him talking about his journey, about his favorite food, favorite music. Listen in as he shares all this and more.
Ajay, thank you for taking out the time, to speak with us. Any superstitions on game day?
No superstition. I'm not superstitious at all.
What is your go-to shot?
My go-to shot is cover drive and on drive.
Do you get attached to a particular pair of bats that you have?
I'm pretty much particular about my bats, but as I said, I'm not attached. And yeah.
What's your favorite part about the IPL?
I think getting to learn from every individual, from your teammates, from opponents, from practice sessions, every game. It's all about learning each and every day. So I feel that's the best part of IPL.
Your 3 favorite cricketing grounds across the globe?
Across the globe?
Yeah.
First for me, I think Wankhede, Chepauk and MCG.
If not a batter, what would Ajinkya Rahane have been?
If not a batter, I'm not sure. I have no idea. I'm really too much focused about my batting, so I think.
Final few questions. Your favorite Indian cuisine?
My favorite Indian cuisine, I like homemade food, so ghar ka khana for me.
Your most used emoji?
Smiley, just normal smiley.
And 3 people on speed dial for you?
Radhika, my parents, and my friend Akhil.
Thank you, Aju, for taking out the time to speak to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, it's been a disappointing start for the Delhi Capitals in IPL 2023 with 4 consecutive losses on the trot. We have Saurav Ganguly, the director of cricket, talking about what is going wrong with the team and how it is going to take time because it is a young setup. Listen in.
It does, especially with the way this team has played since 2019. But obviously you understand the dynamics of the game and these things happen in sport. It's never easy when you lose, but it's a young team, so many young players, so many new players. So it'll take time to be a good team. That's what sport teaches you. When you don't play well, you have to find a way to come back. That's happened to everyone. When you play for a period of time, when you play such tournaments, you will go through such periods. So, it's a simple game. At the end of the day, we speak about team sport, but it's individuals who make the team. So, it's going back to your rooms, looking at the mirror and saying, how I can change. And that's the way it happens. And I keep telling to these young players, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. When you do well a season, it takes your own career to a different level. But most importantly, I think we'll have to bat much better. Today, Akshar was absolutely brilliant. That's why he got to 170. And we need others to stand up and put big scores. Lalit's bowling, I thought he bowled well on this pitch. And most importantly, what needs to happen is, we need to get together and put runs on the board. That is important. It's about scoring runs and taking wickets. And in T20, more so about scoring runs, because that's what puts pressure on the opposition. So we'd have to find a way to do that. As they say, it can only be up from here. And then hopefully next game when we go to Bangalore, it's a good wicket. It's a high-scoring ground, and hopefully the young boys will turn up. I keep telling them, when you look around other teams and their batchmates, they play for different teams. They play probably in the same state sides. They compete against each other, and many of them have turned up and done well. So why can't they?
Now, as the battle for Karnataka heats up, it's back to Shreya in the studios for all the news and updates.